that button, right?
Yes, we do. Hey, everybody. Happy lucky Friday the 13th. Right, ladies?
Well, Friday the 13th is always lucky for me because my
Good.
birthday is August 13th. So
Oh, well, there you go.
there we
It's
go.
always been a lucky day for me because it's my intention that it should be. And I love being opposite, right? You know, you say it's bad luck, I say it's good luck. What about you, Jane? How do you feel
I think
about it?
every Friday is good luck.
That's true, especially about right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Well, I just want to say thank you for coming to our show today. I think we're going to have a really good time. I got the chat set to fast, so we're going to roll. We're going to answer questions from the chat. And if you'll put those questions in capitals, and we'll star those and we'll get doing some readings for you. We're taking everything but political questions at this time because we all need a break from that. So, all right, we want to say hi to Butterfly Kisses. Thank you for showing up.
Hi, Butterfly Kisses Healing, and hi,
Yeah.
everyone that watches after and comes on. We really appreciate you.
Yep.
Yes, we do. The people that support us are the core of what we do, and it's why we do it. So we're really happy to see everybody popping in. We're just going to kind of do some chitty chat about stuff. You know, it's interesting. We were just talking about the star people and how we're feeling some kind of vibes about this stuff lately. Um, you know, it's like I can't ignore it. It just keeps popping up and popping up. And then when I get a message, like I just read a message the other day from a Pleiadian channeler, and many of the things they said, I was like, wow, this is really resonating with me. And I kind of got that feeling like it's coming close, you know?
Mhm.
I've always been, like, really into sci-fi. I've always believed in, that we were certainly not the only people in the universe. How ridiculous. Um, but, it's starting to become exciting to me, like, it's really something to pay attention to. What do you feel about it, girls?
Well, I definitely am feeling the energies. There's a lot of different energies going on around the planet, and I've been just resonating and um, just being reminded there's a lot of things, synchronicities are happening, and it's E2 this and Palladian that, and, Arcturian. And
Yeah.
it's just very, very sort of matter of fact and everyday, and it's very casual, and it's becoming up a lot more just in my travels. Yeah. And the
Great.
energies, you definitely can feel them coming in.
Yeah. How about you, Terry?
I am feeling it as well. I watched a couple of YouTube things that really brought it forward, but I've had my own journeys where I've met myself as an alien and things like that. And
Yes.
it feels very, very close. Like I
Mhm.
feel like I'm part of the universe instead of just the earth.
Oh, absolutely. That's great. That's great. Yeah, Tara, you really get to I love hearing you talk about your experiences because they're so vivid and so alive with energy that yeah, I love to hear you talk about the star people. All
Mhm.
right, look, hey, we've got some people popping in. Happy Friday the 13th, everybody. Got Beth Knight, G. Covington, oh, Phelan. I don't know who you are, Phelan, but welcome and thank you for joining us.
Hi,
Sharon Scott,
Phelan.
Juno, Blessed 1111. Oh, wow, she's right on asking a question. I've got it starred. I've got it starred for you. Okay, and man, I haven't done a fast chat in a while. It's fast. Hello, Janet P. and Sharon Sipe. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Well, it's Friday the 13th, and I have a few Friday the 13th facts for y'all.
Mhm.
Okay, so I thought it would be fun to put together some facts about Friday the 13th. And, you know, it's kind of interesting how these things develop. And so I'm going to read a little bit of it to you. Western cultures have historically associated the number 12 with completeness: 12 days of Christmas, 12 months, 12 zodiac signs, 12 gods of Olympus, 12 tribes of Israel, and 13 has a long history of bad luck. So, the ancient code of Hammurabi, for example, reportedly omitted a 13th law from its legal rules. Though this was probably a clerical error, superstitious people, and they're out there, superstitious people sometimes point to this as proof of long-standing negative associations. Fear of the number 13 is even, I gotta get this. Fear of the number 13 has earned a psychological term. Here we go. Triskaidekaphobia. Triskaidekaphobia. I said that 3 times before.
Nice job.
Thank you. So, according to biblical tradition, 13 guests attended the Last Supper, held on Maundy Thursday, including Jesus and his 12 apostles, one of whom, Judas, betrayed him. The next day, of course, was Good Friday, the day of Jesus' crucifixion. Okay, so the seating arrangements of the Last Supper is believed to have given rise to a long-standing Christian superstition that having 13 guests at a table was a bad omen, specifically that it was courting death. Whoa. Okay, so I told you all that to get to this place, which gave me such joy when I found it. The 13 Club. In the late 19th century, a New Yorker named Captain William Fowler sought to remove the enduring stigma surrounding the number 13, and particularly the unwritten rule about not having 13 guests at a dinner table. He founded an exclusive society called the 13 Club. The group dined regularly on the 13th day of the month in the room 13 of the Knickerbocker Cottage, a popular watering hole Fowler owned from 1863 to 1883. Before sitting down for a 13-course dinner, of course, members would pass beneath a ladder and a banner reading Morituri te salutamos, Latin for the saying, those of us who are about to die salute you.
That's
Isn't that
right.
great? I love that.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
That is
I might have to start a 13 club. That sounds fun.
that is really fun. That is really fun. And that's what you have to do. You have to just dispel the fear that they try and put around these things and just have fun with it. And, you know, I think that's a great idea. I think it's a great way to just spin it. And it's, the the fear that they try to instill
Mhm.
on humans, one group would try to instill it on another group, and it's just really taken away our light and our sovereignty and our knowing that we are a soul inside of a human body, and
That's
um,
right.
it's uh, it's it's happened over and over and over again in history and still going on today. But we all know that each one of us is a luminous soul. Is that what you call them, Terry?
Luminous being, luminous light
Luminous
being.
being, and that we honor, respect, and we're grateful for to
Absolutely.
be a part of the group with Terry and Terry, both of you here, and as well as all of you here on the chat. Um,
Absolutely.
it's really important to take a moment and understand that there's a lot going on in everybody's lives these days, and just to spread a little kindness, a little love, and be patient with people. I think is really important to remind. This is something I'm trying to remind myself of as well. Um, and it's also very important for us to be kind and patient with ourselves.
Yes.
That sometimes we slip up, sometimes we mess up, and we say things that maybe we didn't mean to say. So it's real important right now. There's a lot of kind of heavy energies and emotional energies, and this Isn't something going in retrograde, Terry? Do you have
Mercury is in fact retrograde, and we'll talk about the blood moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio this weekend.
and what kind of energies come in with that?
Well, it's and it's the same way we just talked about with the Friday the 13th. Anything that catches your attention gives you an opportunity to make your intention, right? It's got your attention, so you're going to give it an intention, right? So this is a very powerful full moon lunar eclipse. And what this can bring about is you can have inner knowledge of things that perhaps you could have your own introspect about, and step back and take a look at your life, and not in the way that I've got to fix this or I should be doing that, but I've got the opportunity at this moment to step back, worship nature, be out in the open, perhaps take a peek at that moon, or maybe read some oracle cards, or maybe burn a candle. These are opportunities that we have, and we can take it in any direction we want, really. And even Mercury retrograde, in some people's opinion, is an opportunity to see change available that could happen in your life. So yeah. And I just want to add to what you were saying, that one of the most powerful things you can do is to be silly and to have fun, because that's what we just did with Friday the 13th. And I don't know about you, but it made me feel pretty good. Always be ready to have fun. And Terri Suzuki just spent some time with her granddaughter. So I imagine that was fun, right?
That was fun. It was a lot of fun to have her there. I mean, she's a teenager, so having fun with a teenager is fraught with potential problems. But everything went well, and lots of tips were involved. That was good.
Great. Wonderful. Well, I'm just going to pause and look over here a little bit. Hi, Just Me. How you doing? Good to see you. And I've got one question. So let's get at it. And the rest of you kind of think about what you might be wanting to ask today.
I did see another question up there with
really?
the red question marks around it.
Oh, let me go find
Yeah,
that
it
real
was
quick.
G.
Talk amongst-
Covington 5:35 or 3:35. I'm not sure what time. And Terry, how is your backyard project coming along?
Ooh, I've actually got one project done, which is that I had a shed that I had moved, just a small shed, but I had put it on a patchwork of different cement things that I'd picked up probably along the side of the road. And I wanted it to actually look good. So my granddaughter helped me. We moved the shed. We put down 600 pounds of sand.
Wow.
And I moved that myself with my new gorilla carts that are very handy. I could roll the 100-pound sandbags off the end of the truck into the cart, so I didn't have to pick them up. And then I had a whole pile of old bricks, and so I screeded it flat, and she helped me carry bricks in that gorilla cart till we had it all done, and it looked so pretty.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
very nice. You'll have to post a picture.
I love spring and new projects. That's really a great way to celebrate the season. All right. By the way, did you catch my little spring post?
I did. That was so cute.
That was a little robin's nest that a robin built a nest right by our little gnome that is on a little shelf outside our house. And so we had the incredible opportunity to watch those little beautiful baby birds being born. And of course, we couldn't resist making a movie about it. So if you haven't seen that yet, check it out because it's pretty funny. All right, here we go. Ladies, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Blessed 1111 says messages from my spirit guides, please. If possible, please. Driving to the mountains to get away. Lucky you. Lucky you. All right.
Blessed 1111. I'm grabbing my rose quartz. I think it's important for all of us to hang on to the rose quartz if you can, if you have a small piece. Bring softness, kindness, and gentleness to your heart and your surroundings. Look at that.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love yours, Terri Lee.
This was given to me by a dear friend shortly after my son passed away. So it's very
Aw.
special to me. And yes, yeah, I've had some anxious nights where I just put it in bed with me. It does work. That's wonderful. How about you,
Yeah.
Terry? Do you have one somewhere?
I don't have any rose quartz right now, but I thought I keep all my little things
Nice.
in right there by St. Francis, and I thought I'll grab tiger's eye.
Oh,
There you
that's
go.
a good one. Great.
Tiger's eye.
Okay, here we go. Blessed 1111. What does she need to know driving up to the mountains?
Somebody wants you to listen for a message and watch for a message that you're gonna hear things and see things this weekend.
I immediately got the word revelations. I just wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. Okay, revelations. Yeah, that's exciting. Okay.
And I saw a vision of you driving up to the mountains with a car full of angels and guides, and they're all talking. And one of them's got a chart and a piece of paper trying to show you stuff. And I think they're all going with you. I think you're going to get revelations, and they're all there, and they are just they're really they are talking. So relax, just let that happen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's be open. Be open. Keep your
I
eyes
think
open.
that the quiet time that's going to happen just by you leaving the chaos of every day and where you're living and you're getting away, it'll quiet things down so that you can hear things, and then you'll get the revelation and you'll hear them, and they're all there and they're all supporting you, and they all know that you have a lot on your mind, you have a lot on your heart, and they're all there supporting you. So be open to the messages, and maybe bring a journal, or if when you stop at to get gas, run in and see if they have a little notepad or something. I do feel like you're going to be getting a message or um, seeing signs, sort of like pennies, feathers, uh, different things that you might see.
Yeah, and they
Okay.
also
Go ahead.
use grounding. They're grounding you too.
I just thought it was really strange because I just wrote down, and I swear it's true. They said it to me. Drink lots of water. It sounds to me like you're going to be having an amazing experience, and grounding is very important. And oh yeah, get up in the mountains and take off your shoes, walk in the dirt. That's great. But that's what I heard. Drink lots of water. There you go. Message from your guides.
I'm
All
coming
right.
too.
That was it. Oh, that made me thirsty, actually.
I want to come with you, blessed 1111.
Mm.
I want to know what's on the chart that he's drawn.
Oh,
There, yeah.
Okay. Well, have fun and maybe report back because we would like to know. All right. I found that G. Covington question. Would love to have a message from my Uncle Ernest. I had an Uncle Ernest. Well, we called him Ernie. I had one myself. Pretty special guy. Passed away when I was a child. He introduced me to Hershey bars. Oh, I like Uncle Ernest already. Okay. Let's go. Hmm. I'm just getting the feeling that was he like a teacher, or I'm getting teacher or professor or something. I'm getting the feeling of someone who really loved to learn, who really loved education, who really loved to share his knowledge in a kind and giving way. That was the first thing that came to me. And then the next thing was, he's saying to you, "My bright and shining light, my bright and shining light." We're watching you. I'm getting the feeling that you're working on something, perhaps something new or taking a new direction. And he's saying that your loved ones on the other side are taking great joy in watching your journey and watching over you. You're kind of a big thing. That's kind of just what he told me. You're kind of a big thing. Wow. That's cool. Ladies, are you getting anything?
I'm getting a gentleman who has graying hair and is um, he looks like he may have like a military haircut and a lot of hair, but gray hair and kind of like sharp, but flat on the top. And you know Spider-Man's boss at the. I know I'm going a far way here. Stay with me. Spider-Man's boss. That Spider-Man's a photographer at a newspaper, and his boss is who? I don't know. I don't know his boss's name. But, you know how they have the same first letters? But if anybody can look that up in the chat, that's who he looks like. Spider-Man isn't he really a photographer at a newspaper
Is
in
that
the
me?
in
I
the
don't know. Gee, I don't know.
uh
I think
um
he's maybe a journalist, but I don't know.
Oh, hmm. Well, she says that he loved fishing, so we didn't get that one. Um, um, yeah, I just had the feeling that uh, he liked sharing information and telling
Mhm.
people things he
I
knew.
don't know who that guy is.
Let's see if I can get something else. So try not to put too much in the chat. I'm not looking.
Yeah. You know, I kind of got something that's kind of got me off a little from digging deeper. But at first, when he kind of came in, I'm not getting a clear picture of him, but I am getting a lot of colors of kind of golds and light greens, kind of pastel greens, and just kind of softness, but warmth and knowledge. But right away he took a little bit of exception to his name of Uncle Ernest. And I'm going to go way out on a limb here, but he seems to indicate there's another first name that you called him Uncle Ernest, but it should be M. Ernest and whatever his last name is. That maybe he had another first name that began with M that he didn't like as well, like Michael or something. But so I will try to get off of that and get a message.
So I looked it up, and his name is J.J. Jamison, and he was the publisher editor in chief of the New
Okay,
York City newspaper,
there
of
we
the
go.
Daily. Mm-hmm.
There
J.J.
we go.
Jameson.
Oh,
But that's who I can see, like
that's cool. Yes.
that kind of a dresser, that kind of a haircut, that kind of a graying, that kind of maybe bushier brows, and it's sort of they just kept showing me Peter Parker's boss, and I didn't know his name, but
Wow.
that kind of like an energy is kind of what they're showing me. But let me see if I can get. Oh, she did it again. Terry Lee, this is hysterical. There she
Oh,
is. Is she coming back?
Oh, she
It's
will.
Friday. Is this her Friday the 13th little gift to all of us?
No.
Just this little you were joking that time.
See that? It blew me away. Uncle Ernest just blew me right out of the water.
That's
Okay,
true.
where were we? So
I
he
was
was an
just gonna
editor of a newspaper. Perfect. That's
who? Did she
oh,
confirm that?
well, that's what you were saying, right?
Oh,
I
no,
think
that's who I was seeing is Peter Parker's boss.
Oh, his okay, okay.
Mhm.
That's a weird it's definitely there. I sure hope I've got Uncle Ernest, but I definitely feel someone who loved knowledge, who loved to share, and maybe that's the same vibe we're catching there. Um, yeah, like I said, I felt almost like a teacher, a professor, but maybe not professionally, but just someone who enjoyed um, a good bantering about with knowledge and people's opinions, that sort of thing. So I don't know.
Do you know what he did for a living, G. Covington?
Oh, she,
the
she wants to know why she's a big deal. Let's find out. But yeah, if you could help us, if you have any information on, his personality, whether we're on the right track there.
Mhm. I'm getting from those colors that I described, that kind of golds and greens, and that he did like taking her with him hiking up to go fishing, to go hiking in the
Mm,
mountains, and
okay.
talking. Although I have to say, he did kind of make a firmness, not talking by the water where the fish might interrupt the fishing. Um, but he did enjoy being with her as a child. He did enjoy introducing her to the wilderness.
Okay, so I'm asking about your big deal. Why are you a big deal? And as I said, I wondered if you were taking on a new direction, a new path. You're taking some new classes. You're reading some new books, something new. But what I'm getting right now is that they're enjoying your joy in the metaphysical. They're enjoying your curiosity. Apparently, you've got something coming up because that's the feeling I'm getting from them is that there's some stuff coming up that's going to be pretty exciting for you. He said you can take it to the bank.
Mm.
But bum. That's it. Wow. You got to keep us posted on that.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly Scarborough said she got the same thing.
Oh,
Wow.
good. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
very just kind of like I felt electricity, like excitement, like a surprise maybe. Cool. All right.
And G. Covington said, "Yippee!"
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, did I miss a couple of questions? Let's go back to live. Okay. Now I've learned my lesson. Next time I will slow the chat down. It's quite a handful, but what a joyous handful you all are. Okay. Well, I'm not seeing any other questions. Now, we're open to all kinds of questions. Have you had anything unusual happen to you? Have you seen anything or heard anything that's made you wonder if you're trying to be contacted by perhaps someone from the other side? Or, oh, here we go, Kelly Scarborough. Ding, ding, ding. All right. Hi, Kelly. There we go. Nice picture. Okay.
Your guides are saying, suggesting that you may want to try and be creative and they're showing me what I see as like a piping bag for icing cakes, but it's also very similar to like that Play-Doh kind of, that thing that you used to press down the handle and the Play-Doh would come out, or you could use a pasta maker would force the pasta to come out, or the icing bag would force the icing to come out. Sort of something that you would, I don't know why they're showing me this kind of material or substance that is being formed in a shape. And they're saying be creative.
Okay. I immediately got the vibration that perhaps you've come through some, and I don't want to say bad things, but I just want to say perhaps some tricky things, some difficult things. And maybe it felt a little bit like being in a bit of a tunnel, but there is a beautiful bright light shining, and you have emerged, and they're asking you to talk to them more, meditate. And when you meditate, have paper and pen handy, that it's their great joy to be with you and to accompany you on this journey. They're speaking about how you are surrounded with love, and that the guidance will begin to come to you in all sorts of forms. And yes, that might come out in your creativity, perhaps. Yeah, that's it.
So I saw on my stage right away about 3 to 4 guides, but I kind of can't keep help but focusing on the 3 to the right. And they are definitely star beings. And one of them is a blue Palladian, the thin, kind of tall people. And I recognize that one. But the other one is the same shape but black, and the other one is even more astounding. It's the same shape but orange. I've never seen such a being before. And they said, as Terry, as Jean was talking about the Play-Doh thing, they said she is indeed being shaped because she's a light worker. And we will be calling upon her and give her more information, not to be afraid of this process, and just to know that we're there supporting her in the background, and that her, like all the light workers, will be very needed in the future. And I'm kind of getting the feeling by future, they definitely mean this summer.
Oh, whoops. Sorry.
And I think I kind of get a feeling that the reason they're needed is some of the political upheaval we'll have, but we need to help keep people calm, and to realize this too shall pass.
That's a great message. And Kelly says, ha, I had a visit from a blue being in the night very recently.
Ooh.
That happens.
You're on the right channel here, Kelly. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You're amongst friends, first of all, and that's exactly what I was getting, Terry. After I said it, and as you guys were going, I said, oh, she's the one they're squirting through. She's the one they're forming. She's the one they're saying to start your creativity, open up that creativity here. And like when I see it, I didn't get the whole thing. And then as you guys are going, I'm getting the rest. And that's exactly what Terry said was exactly what I was getting. You are the one that's being formed, that's being molded and being creative, opened up in your spiritual awakening.
Beautiful.
raising your
Yeah.
vibration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
lovely.
I'm vibrating from that, Jean. I don't think on my head.
Well, speaking of vibrations, uh, I
Wow.
hear it white. I hear vibration in my pillow, then talking. I would hit my pillow to get the noise out. Wouldn't work. I would get outdoors to see if someone was there. Nope, nothing. Is this them? ET. I got great news for you, Pierrette. There are some nights when I go to sleep, I swear there's someone in the other room talking, conversations. So I'll read on this a little bit, but my first instinct is you've got some psychic mediumship abilities there going on. I'm pretty sure. Let's have a
And
read.
tell them, if you don't mind, Terry Lee, would you tell them again? I love the way you say this. Tell them about how the veil is thinning. Tell
Okay.
them what, tell them, yeah.
Well, the guys explained this to me that the veil is thinning on the other side. Okay, so it's easier for them to contact us and give us signs. But it's also thinning for us in that we are more able now to know who we really are, that we are light beings who agreed to come to this planet. And we're expanding like all the creation that the creator creates, everything expands, and we're here to expand. So many of us are sensitive to things that are happening right now, and we're picking up on them more. So it's easier to communicate from both sides now. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Communicate from both sides now. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and everybody that comes and watches this show, either live or afterwards, and you watch different mediums, and you raise your vibration with us when you're here
Absolutely.
or when you're watching. Because we need to focus and raise our vibration to reach spirit and to call spirit in. We are collaborate all three. That's why we like doing it as a group. It's much easier for us to raise our vibration together. And
Mhm.
then you in the chat or watching, you also raise your vibration. And this is all just helping each other. And
Mhm.
it's amazing. I love it.
One other thing that does raise our vibration as well is that we love and respect each other. And when you have that vibration as well, it's very powerful. So let's see if we can dial into. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Pierrette. Let's dial into that. The first thing I get is that you're safe. You're absolutely safe. And even though it's bothersome, it is a part of you that is opening up and able to hear. Clairaudience. And I'm also getting that you're always able to surround yourself with white light. And if you don't want to hear these sounds anymore, you can make that clear to them that you're not wanting to hear the sounds.
Are you picking up that it's human spirit or ET?
Let me give that a shot. You ladies getting anything?
Yeah, I'm picking up that it's her guides and spirits talking to her. It's not particularly ET, but what I heard was it's a tune-up. We're tuning her up. We're tuning her up, and it seems like maybe they're jumping the gun. You're not quite asleep, so you're catching on to this. But they also let me know that you can slow it down. You can stop it, like Terry Lee said, but they also said you could slow it down. Like maybe you could tell them only one night a week. Can you give me the tune up and let me sleep the other nights? Yeah. You can set some boundaries with this. It's not harmful at all.
No, there's no
I
fear of
Yeah, I do actually sense the same thing myself way more often than I used to now, which is exactly what Terry said about the veil.
it's interesting when I hear those voices in the other room when I lay down, and I hear this chitter chatter in the next room. I don't necessarily feel like I just smile. I just kind of smile and go to sleep because I take it as a feeling like I'm surrounded. I feel like these beings are benevolent. I don't feel any danger from them, and it's part of that expansion. And if you're doing any expansion work, Pierrette, on your aura, or perhaps you're taking some classes or reading a book or something that's starting to open up that part of you that is able to feel into that. And as I said, if you can ask them to maybe slow down, maybe you'd like to hear what they're saying. Or like Terry said, not tonight, folks. I'm going to sleep. And that's okay too.
I sort of think it may be her angels.
Oh,
I think it may be more of an angelic realm that because you said that there's a vibration before it, and I think that you can go into a different dimension through a vibration, and you can go into a different dimension, sort of like a mental vibration. There's theta, beta, there's all different, I don't know which one it is, but it's just before you go to sleep, kind of fall into a relaxed state. And
yes.
then, like Terry said, before you actually go to sleep and go to where you get the teachings, they're already here talking to you.
Yeah.
And you're it's kind of blending into this realm that you
Mhm.
are still awake before you go to sleep. In other words, maybe this would happen after you go to sleep and you wouldn't have noticed it before. Whereas now you can actually hear it start before you actually fall asleep. And
Mhm.
these realms are blending, and your awareness and your vibration is expanding as well. So both of these, the same as what Terry said. Both Terrys.
Excellent. Well, keep us posted on that,
Yeah.
Pierrette. Okay, so now we have Butterfly Kisses with Love, a message from Master Jesus. Okay. That requires the labradorite. Ah, got nothing but love here. Whew, big love. You know what's interesting? Um, I'm getting such a vibration of love and tenderness and care, and that his words are saying something to the effect of, you guys don't laugh at me, don't sweat the small stuff. It's like he's saying, I know that this all seems so big to you, but remember, the greatest of these is love. The greatest power is love. Love will always protect you. Love will always guide you. Love will always show you the way. When you are in doubt, turn to love. Meditate on love. Do something that you love. Surround yourself with love. Ooh, I like that one.
So I was getting he's reminding me to be kind to ourselves, to give yourself a break, to not sweat the small stuff, like Terry Lee said, and to, um, because we have such high expectations, high aspirations, because we have this amazing soul that has all of these tremendous ideas. But then when we try and execute these things, our human is not perfect. And we strive for perfection. We strive for doing the best that we can. Yet he's saying, be kind to yourself and allow yourself some grace. Give yourself some grace.
Yeah, and I'm getting messages very similar. First of all, my whole field of vision is just golds and oranges and the colors of a sunset. But then I kind of see Master Jesus, and he's a big guy. I mean, he's a big guy, but he's a rugged guy, not you know not quite like we see him in the Bible stories. And again, I just feel all that love that both Jean and Terry have talked about. And again, he says, take care of yourself. But when you work honestly and in your heart, bring your heart to your work. Give yourself a break. And it's funny. So my neighbor is playing music very loudly. They're a little deaf. And but he's bringing my attention to it because he said, enjoy yourself. Take some time to have some fun, to listen to some music, to enjoy yourself, to enjoy what we have here. This is not supposed to be all sacrifice. He said, I was the sacrifice. You are not.
Wow. That's beautiful, Terry. Now I'll share something very personal with you all. um, let's see. As a child, I was very, very close to Jesus because when I would go to Sunday school, that was the safe place for me. My home was pretty chaotic. And Sunday school was always the place where I could find peace and acceptance and love. And for years, and it may still happen, I don't know how to explain this to you, but I've had visions of when I pass, I am going to turn into that little girl in that little white Sunday school dress with the big skirt on it and those little tiny socks and those little patent leather shoes. And I can hear those patent leather shoes, and I'm running and I jump up into Jesus's arms, and he gives me a big old hug and whirls around, right? That's always been like this dear little personal vision to me, and there's always been that connection with Jesus when it's not out of fear, but it's just that knowing that we are truly loved beyond measure. And I always think of that song, if I'm having anxiety, as Jesus, lover of my soul, let me to thy bosom fly, while the deeper waters roll, while my spirit yearns to fly, or something like that. But yeah, that's good stuff. Jesus is a very good vibe. Thank you for that question, Butterfly Kisses. That was beautiful. All right. Whew. That was cool. I'm looking for another question.
That's a really beautiful vision, Terry Lee. I love that.
Well, thank you. It was kind of fun to
Mhm.
share it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm a little lightheaded after all that.
Well, we're all on some pretty amazing journeys, and these things that we felt throughout our life growing up, and we felt that touch of spirit coming in interjecting, Jesus, Mother Mary. I mean, Medium Kim is very close to
Mhm.
Mother Mary, and
Mhm.
some people are, close to other feelings and vibrations. And I think it's important to honor that, because we are these luminous beings. And I think it's so dear to us because that's home. That's where we're from. We're familiar with that. And that's what makes it so powerful.
Mhm.
It is. It's beautiful.
Cool. All right. Well, what else have we got? Did you guys notice any questions I've missed? Because let's see. I think we've gotten them all. And now a silent hush follows over. Oh, they're speechless.
No, I
Oh,
thought a
dear
similar
Lord.
thing. How about an angel story? Terry, have you ever seen, or Terry Lee, have you ever seen an angel, a real angel on earth?
Yes, but I didn't actually see a physical shape. I've seen a light. I've woken up in the middle. I feel a presence. It's really weird. Like I can be sleeping or halfway awake and asleep, and it'll be dark, and yet I'll feel a passing of a light near me, right? And I'm like, oh, something's here, right? And then I feel that. But one night I actually opened my eyes and caught just a lovely glow, kind of, ah, not really an orb, but not really a shape, but definitely a glow. It was a glowing being. And I sensed that must have been an angel. Yeah.
Mhm.
How about you?
Um, yeah, I was actually, when you're just saying that, I remember seeing a ripple in the in the in my vision. Like there was a ripple in the, I don't know how to describe it. Just like something were to come in and distort the vision, but there was nothing
Mhm.
there to distort it. Almost like
Um,
if it was invisible and sort of like energy moving. You know how clear see-through energy will like change, will
Ethereal,
distort.
kind of.
Yes,
Yes,
it
that's the word.
distorts the distorts your vision, or distorts the image that you're looking at just a little bit. And
Mhm.
yeah, and that's what I was, when you were talking about that, that's what I was thinking of. That's what I was picturing. It reminded me that I had just seen that recently. But one of my favorite angel stories is, I was in my 20s and I was with a girlfriend and we were in Philadelphia. And in Philadelphia, there's a very famous street called Broad Street, and there used to be a lot of parades on this street. And I lived outside of Philadelphia, but we would travel down and have fun down there once in a while. But I wasn't really familiar with where I was going all the time. So my friend and I were in the car. I was driving, and Broad Street is like 6 lanes, like 3 lanes going one way, 3 lanes going the other way. There's a median down the middle of the road, and there's lights after traffic light after traffic light, almost every block or every 2 blocks or something, sort of, like downtown kind of.
Yeah.
So we were driving down Broad Street. I'll never forget it. That's why I wanted to tell you. But we kind of we were driving up and we saw like this, I don't want to really call him a bum, but he was like a homeless guy, and he was on the median, and he was kind of getting ready to step off, and he was not on either corner or like, a place where you would cross. So I thought, oh, this guy must be drunk or something. And so I kind of slowed down, and he stepped off the median and he kind of walked, and I'm like kind of looking
Wow.
behind me thinking, is somebody going to come behind me? But he stepped off, walked in front of us, and kind of went over to the side of the to the sidewalk area. So I'm like, well, good. So I started going because my light in front of me was green, like sort of a half a block ahead of me. My light was green. So I started speeding up to go through the green light. And all of a sudden, a car comes from the side and runs right through the red light, right
Oh,
in front of me. But I hadn't reached the
wow.
intersection yet. And I hadn't reached the intersection yet because of the guy. We
Wow.
turned around, we both looked at each other. We turned around and there was no guy. He wasn't there. There
I
was
love that.
nobody.
I love that.
I said, "We just saw an angel." I knew it because the car that was right in front of us, it was the exact amount of time.
Yes. Yes. They do manifest as human beings appearing to us. And yeah, that's amazing. What a story, Jane. I
Yeah.
love it. You got an angel story, Terry? I know you do.
I have an angel story, but everyone's heard that one, so I'll tell something else.
I
Uh,
love that one.
you want to hear it again? Okay, I'll tell it again.
Maybe
I
someone needs to hear it that's here.
Okay. So my family is in hairdressing. I was like born into a whole hairdressing family. And, when I went to beauty school myself, um, I, I'm older now, so I've had a lot of time to talk. But back then, I was younger, and I had two learning disabilities, which I still have, that makes talking really difficult or communicating really difficult. And so when after 6 weeks of training, it was my time to take a first customer, and I was terrified. What are we going to talk about? How am I going to talk? What? I mean, it was really bothering me. So the day came and my customer arrived, and it was the cutest little old lady I ever saw. And she just came and I did her hair and we talked and talked and talked like I had no learning disability whatsoever. And we just chatted away. And there were lots of little signs, but I didn't get them. She said some things like, it was really fun watching you grow up. You were a fun child. And it was nice watching your brothers and sisters too. You guys have a lot of imagination. And and it didn't click on for me because since I grew up in a hairdressing family my dad owns shops, but also a beauty school. So every old lady in my little hometown saw me grow up. So it's that didn't, no red flags happened because of that. But then I took her up to the front desk to pay, and then she turned around and I thanked her for being my very first customer. And I watched her go out. There was a double set of glass doors. And as she went around the corner to the parking lot, I just saw the tail of her coat through the window. And I just had this, just slammed into me, this knowing that's an angel. And I just ran out the door real quick to see her. And she wasn't there. I even looked down the street both ways in case she walked fast down there, and there was like one or two cars in the parking lot, and I went all the way around them in case like an angel would be hunkered down hiding behind one. Anyway, it was an angel, and I always treasured that. I treasured that story all my life. It's like, wow, God cared enough about my terror to provide an angel. And
Oh,
I was really happy with that.
that's awesome. I
And
love hearing that again, Terry. Thank you.
okay, good. But there's
That's
one more part.
beautiful.
When
Oh,
I
oh,
went to class with you guys, and we did the exercise with the Archangel Gabriel.
yeah.
At the end of that thing, I got really good readings, and I was so happy. And as Susan and Kim were talking, I was kind of praying and like, oh, thank you, Gabriel. And suddenly his face popped up in my vision, and like, ah, and I'm like, oh, hi, like, wow. And he said, but you and I know each other already. And he kind of ticks his head. And then another face comes up in my vision, and it's the old lady
Oh, wow.
who did his hair. And I'm like, I was just so thank God class was over because I couldn't say anything. I was done.
Ah, that's fantastic. I love it. I love it.
Isn't Gabriel the angel of messages, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So isn't he the angel of communication?
Yes.
And wasn't that the reason the help that you needed was to communicate with your first? Oh my gosh. I'm just now putting two and two together, Terry. I haven't heard that, but I didn't realize communication and the difficulty that
I
you had
didn't
with
get that either.
communication.
Yeah,
Wow.
beautiful.
I was so
Love it.
scared of the communication.
Oh, cool. Well, we got another question, ladies.
Good.
Just me. Just me. I'm just becoming familiar with you. I've seen you in the chat in a couple places, and it's very nice to have you join us.
Yeah.
So, Just Me says, "Can I please get a message? Rough week." I'm
Mm.
sorry about that, and we're gonna see if we can get a message for you. Hmm. Well, I'm hearing opportunities for reflection. I'm getting the vibe that this was a very rough week, not just, a few irritating things that happened. It was a very rough week. Opportunities for reflection. And know that you are not alone. You are being held up on either side by very, very powerful guides. It's our job. It's our job to walk you home. That's what I just heard. It's our job to walk you home. And this is a time that you can soothe your own soul, your own self with the things you know that are provided for your own soul healing. Take yourself to nature. Take yourself to a warm, comfortable drink and curl up in a blanket. Take yourself to a spot and have quiet reflection and know that the help is there for you to carry on. You are growing. You are growing. And I'm seeing the tarot card of strength. That's what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. I'm seeing the girl with the lion, right? The strength card. The beautiful girl with the lion. And I'm getting that message that the strength is there for you. And take comfort that it's right at your side. It's close to you. It's close to you. You don't have to work for it. You don't have to look for it. It's there for you. Sit with us. That's what I hear. Sit with us.
Well, I am just as soon as I tapped into your energy, I am back with an angel.
I love it.
I am feeling and kind of seeing, but he's very big, so it's not like I'm seeing all of him, like the Archangel Michael. He's huge, huge angel. And he's giving me two messages. He's saying, just always remember that in addition to those spirit guides, I am right behind you. I am standing right behind you with my sword down. And I want you to call upon my power and my strength when you're in these situations, or just imagine that as you're in a situation that's very hard and maybe somebody is giving you a lot of problems, to imagine him behind you. Imagine his power radiating from behind you, all around you, even encircling that person or that thing, that situation. And he's also reminding me of something that I learned not too long ago, that the people that are in our lives that are causing us that rough week, that rough time, those people, especially like at a workplace or any gathering place where you might go, that are just really giving you problems. he's reminding me that you signed up for that. So look for the lesson. Look for what you're supposed to learn from that so you can cut to the chase, so you can get it done a little faster. Remember his strength. Remember there's a lesson to be learned. Even if the lesson is to learn how to roll it off your back.
It's beautiful. Just me, what I was seeing is they showed me a picture of a wild flower, and the wild flower was very, very tall and thin. It had a very, very thin stem, and the stem seemed like it went up like 3 feet, but the flower was very big, and the stem was very kind of wobbly and kind of weak and very fine and very fragile. And what I'm seeing is this is you. You're stretching yourself, you're reaching, you're trying, you're doing it, and and it's just you feel as though your stability or your grounding is kind of wobbling and wavering. And if I can just tell you that it is not only you, it is the energy of this week. It is the 2 eclipse. It is the Mercury retrograde. It is a lot of pressure on this planet. It's a lot of pressure on humanity as well as your own situation. I saw this very fine, very thin stem, and it was very new and very green. And then Terri came in with Archangel Michael, and I saw all of the stems and this stem being so supported, and you couldn't see it because you were just this lone flower, but you were reaching, you were trying, you were striving, and you were reaching up for the sun. And like I could see your face reaching for the sun. I could see the struggle. But when Archangel Michael and it reminded me that all of the support of all of nature, of all of our community here, all of your angel friends, your fairy friends, your crystal friends, there's support all around you, and not to forget that there's support there. And just hang on and lean on somebody. Lean on your crystals. Lean on your pets if you have pets. Just know that you're supported, and you can lean on somebody when you need a little support. Yeah,
Beautiful. That's beautiful, ladies. And I just noticed in the chat, and I just want to comment. Maybe a lot of you don't know what happened, but Sharon accidentally hit a button. I just want to say something. Sharon Sipe is one of the most wonderful moderators and supporters of us here, and we just want to give her all our love. And she just accidentally hit a button that bumped somebody off, and it wasn't intentional. And I just want to kind of put that out there because I love her. I think that's a good message to end our Lucky Friday the 13th show on. And I just want to comment it because it's coming to me. It's been coming to me in bits and pieces and talking with people and chatting with people. But most certainly at this moment in time, as Jean has said, we've got to stay stable. We have to be focused on what is really important. And it's so easy to get caught up in the energies that are surrounding us, in the news and, concerns and people, excuse me, bitching about gas prices and, and all, and you get caught up in it. We all do. But we've got to have that moment where we just go, hey, wait a minute, I'm pulling this back in because I know why I'm here. I know who I am, and I'm here to be the light. I'm here to be the love. I'm here to give people a second chance. I'm here to talk to people that completely disagree with me and still love them and still know that they may see it completely differently, but they don't have to see it my way. And I can hope to give them love and understanding, and maybe it will help them expand their vision and be able to see things in a different way. These are times when now as we're going into January 6th, and we're getting ready to midterms, and the politics are heating up and the planets are heating up. We've got to just keep remembering about that love of Jesus that was spoke of, and the love of the angels and the guides that are on our side. I don't want to get on the soapbox, but I just feel that so strongly these days that we were here. We chose to be here at this time. This is our mission.
We were
And
lining up to get here. We were waiting in line to get here. Can
at
you
this
imagine?
moment, yeah, at this moment, and it is a very exciting time. That's the thing. It's an amazing time. I believe it's almost we're experiencing birth pains, spiritual birth pains, birth pains in our country, in our society, in the world, in humankind. And it's wonderful to be a part of it, and to draw that energy and joy from the earth and from each other to keep ourselves stable and be able to help other people. There you go.
If I could throw in one little thing is boundaries. Keep
Please.
your respect your own boundaries. Take care of yourself and you know, just boundaries. Other
Got
people
anything?
will respect your boundaries. You let them know what they are. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never give away a piece of yourself. You don't have to.
Mhm.
Not necessary. And you can always walk away from a situation that makes you uncomfortable. Terry, do you have anything to add?
No, I'm still vibrating, and my head feels like it's about ready to pop off. Not in a bad way, not a headache way, but kind of like, whoa. I've had this spiritual one too.
She's going to go back and see what Blessed 1111 has on that tablet.
Really, I don't know about you guys, but my cheeks are hot. I mean, we had some pretty high vibrations in this show today, thanks
I
to
feel like I'm vibrating.
yeah, there's some pretty heavy vibrations today, and I'm sure it's because of the vibrations of and the resonance of ourselves and the people in the chat, and so we have all of you to thank, and thank you very much. And please don't forget to be silly, have some fun, do something, maybe do something that embarrasses you. That's okay too. That's healthy.
Speaking of that, I think there's Pictionary tonight. And I don't mean that they're going to, but you know how if you can't draw, it makes it funnier. So I think the Pictionary is tonight. I can't remember. Was it on Terra Love Community they have? I think
Oh, they
Allie's going
have
to
a
be
show
part
where
of
they
it.
do Pictionary?
If you want
Yep.
to get a laugh, I would go
Oh,
over there. I think
cool.
it starts, I think it's around, I think it's coming up soon, around 7. Because I was
great.
just on with Allie on Sunday and I remember her mentioning that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm definitely going to be there. And I think we're all going to have a lot of fun.
Great. All right. Well, once again, thank you everybody in the chat. Really, we really appreciate it. And thank you for sharing. I don't think and oh my goodness, I'm just going to do it because I didn't, I got so into the readings today. I didn't do any of the banners I had set up. So, hey, book a reading with SunPsychic Jean. And book a reading with Terry at KigaruSpiritualJourneys.com. And yours truly is at PureVisionaryPsychic.com. We love you all. And I'm going to end the show the way I always do. Please do not forget, and we certainly had examples of it here. You are loved beyond measure. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.